Manuel Garcia-Rulfo, that has achieved a great deal of success with his work in the industry here in the United States. You know him because of the Magnificent Seven, Murder in the Orient Express. And he's just finishing, and he's doing the ADR of Soldado. So please help me welcome Manuel Garcia-Rulfo. Thank you. Manuel, congratulations for all your recent success.
Well, thanks.
Thank you for spending this time with our students.
Thank you.
I guess the first question that they may want to know, being a NYFA graduate, is how does it happen? I mean, how do you come out from NYFA? What happens at the beginning, and then you make it into the Hollywood industry? Is there a secret or a recipe that they can learn?
I don't know, man. I don't think there's a formula. I think the path of everybody is going to be different. For me, I graduate here. I took the 1 year acting for film a long time ago. I think it was 2004. And after that, I just kept studying more and doing, I don't know, just doing everything. I remember after this, I stayed here in the States for like 1 year and a half more. And I keep studying and taking a lot of courses and just doing anything, like doing any kind of short film thesis, anything really, because that's, you start getting experience and all. But yeah, I mean, just be there, be prepared, I think, and shit will happen, so I guess,
What do you think it was like from the education you got here? What was the most useful thing that helped you achieve your goals?
One thing that I really appreciate from this school, it's because, like I said, I took a lot of after this. I went to study in Mexico for a year, and then I took here a lot of courses and that. But what NYFA really gave me was the to work with the camera a lot, and most of the acting schools, they don't give you that. So I think it was, it just makes you comfortable to be in front of the camera. And once you get out of here, when I did it, I knew anything. Like I knew, the little kind of words they use and techniques of the camera and the filmmaking and all that this school teaches, and some of the acting schools, they don't. They just focus on the acting craft, So that was one of my favorite things. And yeah, and it was my first acting school, this one. So, it gave me like a
base.
Yes, thank you. But yeah, I'm very thankful with the school.
What could be the project? What could be the project that kind of made the difference? Was there a project that you say, okay, once I got to do this, then it's when everything started to happen?
I don't think so, man. I think every project, every character that I've played, I think, you do one thing and then that brings you to another. One short film brought me to a feature film. That feature film, my first feature film that I did, it was a Mexican film. And it was selected in the Colorado Denver Film Festival. And they invited me as a guest. And a very well-known actor, American actor, he was there as well as a guest, and he saw the film. And after the film, he came and he's like, "Manuel, your work, I really liked it. And if you ever in LA, let me know and I can introduce you to my manager." So, and it was a good manager, and that manager got me another job. What I'm saying is, every project, even if it's very small, brought me to like, more things,
And that's something that we tell the students a lot. I mean, you have to do everything, right? Because you don't know
yeah.
At the beginning, at least, right?
Yeah, but I had very clear what I wanted to do, what my career wanted to be. And I did say, even at the beginning, and you're fucking hungry, literally, like, you want to eat, and you're hungry to work, and you have no money and everything. But I had very clear what my career wanted it to be. So I said no to a lot of things at the beginning. Because in Mexico, I don't know if you know this, but there's these things called soap operas, novelas. and you know, but I mean, some people like it, whatever. It's not my thing, you know. But they offer me a lot of that in Mexico, and there's very good money involved, right, in these things. And they offer you the moon and whatever. And I remember being like, "Fucking hey, man, what?" It's just a job. It's money. It's fucking well, whatever. Let's just do it. And then my inside thing was like, no, this is not your path, because I think that to do the crossover from soap opera to the things I want to do, it's very hard to do. So most of it impossible. It's very important, possible. So yeah, I'm not saying say yes to anything. What I'm saying is, again, who am I to say what to do, Right. But that was my thing. I did say no to things, and but everything that I really liked, anything. If it wasn't, I worked for like 5 years without getting paid, doing short films and this plays or whatever. And yeah, I don't know if I say anything.
No, I think it's quite revealing, I guess. Yeah, and those 5 years that it takes you of hard work, right? Until after you leave film school. Do you still keep you work in both now, the U.S. and Mexico? You keep the career like in both countries. Do they feed each other? Is it easy to maintain both things mentally? Does it work for you, or do you have to change your way of working from one place to the other?
No. It's only the language. Same thing, I don't think whatever I do in Mexico, I don't think it fits here. Whatever I do here, it does feed Mexico, because Hollywood is Hollywood, and you see it everywhere. And Mexican cinema, it's it's very small, the industry. So yeah, the things that I've done in Mexico, they don't fit me here, but the things that I do here, they do help me or not help me in Mexico.
Mm-hmm. What do you think they're looking for here from Latin, from Spanish-speaking actors? What do you think? Because you say that what you do in Mexico doesn't fit here, but how do you get discovered here?
Well, I have some friends, and I know some people that they were very well known in Mexico, and now they're working here, right? That wasn't my case. After I studied here and all that, I went to Mexico, started working there. I did like 4 films and started working, whatever. And then, that film brought me here, the film festival, and that brought me, But it was like a very small film festival. I guess I was lucky, whatever. But yeah, I think that was, you're right. It does feed you from there.
Cool. So before we open it to, you have questions, right? That you have, okay, before we open it, I just have to make you a question, which is like a personal curiosity, which is, how is it working with Johnny Depp? Because
I love the guy. Really, he's amazing. Yeah, he's such an interesting. I was very as a person. I think for me, he's been. I find him very interesting as a person.
Because that's what drives my question, right?
I find it very interesting.
So
interesting. For me, when I knew he was gonna, and we were, everybody was there. Michelle Pfeiffer and Penelope Cruz, and we were there for like 2 months before he came. So we knew that when he came, everything was going to change, because everybody's like, Johnny Depp is coming, Johnny Depp is coming. And he's such a nice guy. Like, he's funny, he's very humble, and so talented, it was a pleasure to work with him.
Yeah, great. So I'm jealous. I'm really jealous. Really jealous about that. So I guess we're going to open it to your questions.
How is it working in American filmmaking industry while being a Mexican? And what advice could you give to Mexicans who want to work here? And Latinos, yeah.
Are you from Mexico?
Yes.
Oh, cool, man. What part?
Tamaulipas.
Buenísimo, man. Like I said, I don't think there's a formula for any, one thing I could say, and not just to make Latino actors, just to any kind of actor, is like I was telling outside, just buckle up because it's gonna be a bumpy ride. You know, it's a tough career. It's a very tough career, and it's gonna sound cliche and it's gonna sound fucking corny, but it will bring you down because it's very tough. It doesn't depend on you a lot, but I think we have to enjoy that as well. Nurture from those downs and ups, and you know, whatever, man. We have to just relax, and I used to be one of the things that I work in myself, and is an element of not giving a fuck anymore. I used to be very, very, obsessed to please the director, or to please the audience, or to please my fellow actors, or whatever, and that kills creativity and the artist in you. You know, if you come from that place of trying to please everybody. So I think my advice would be to relax and just, always, I'm not saying don't give a fuck, don't come into that director, the casting director, piss all over. No, do the work and be focused and all, but relax and enjoy the ride. I think for us Latinos, we have Diego Luna, doing the lead on the Star Wars movie. So I think it's open up. The doors are open. I think Hollywood has changed little by little. Has been changing the way they portray Latinos. So I think it's a good time for you guys to come. I mean, for us to come. But yeah, just work, read a lot of plays, novels, and watch like films. All the films you can watch, everything from all over the world, because that's like I said, that nurtures your creativity and your sensibility. Listen to music, but the most important, I think, is to study and just enjoy the ride, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
I just had a bit of a question about the film. I was wondering what was your favorite part to shoot in the Magnificent Seven movie?
I think we're at the bar, we're dining, and we're kind of drunk, and then Chris Pratt talks about the Maria and this and that. And that was a very fun, that was the best, I think, because it was improvised, everything. Most of it was very improvised. Antoine, the director, just left us there to play. The cameras kept rolling, and we just went with it. And you have very good actors there, Vincent D'Onofrio and Ethan Hawke, and so you just have to, bring your game. And it was so fun because we were all present and we were all committed to the characters, and it was just, a bunch of guys just being drunk and doing stupid things. That was my favorite. And of course the fact that it's a Western, and you have this shooting and spinning guns and riding horses and spitting and all these things. And, yeah, the whole thing was very fun. That's what I'm saying. But my favorite scene was the bar scene. Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, man.
And it really comes through, like that. It's a very interesting scene in that sense, because you can see how you're having a lot of fun with it.
True, man.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And Chris Pratt is so funny, man.
Very cool scene.
He's so funny.
And also you didn't shave in 3 weeks, right?
I didn't shower
or even wash.
It's like that.
Oh, thank you. Hi. I just wanted to know, what was the biggest problem you faced while filming, and how did you guys solve that problem?
On this film?
Yeah.
I think it was a very tough movie to do because we shot it in Louisiana in the summer. I've never in my life felt that heat in my life. Like, it was... And I loved it. I loved Louisiana. It was beautiful, but it's too hot. So that was one thing. It kind of helped our characters. We were all sweaty and all of this, but that was one thing. The other is that when it rains there, it pours. So we had to stop for like 3-4 hours. You know, we were shooting, we had to stop for 3 hours because of the rain. And then after the rain came the lighting storms, and you have to wait every time lighting, you know, heads, whatever, you have to wait 30 minutes because of safety. So that, and then, you know, like nature elements was like very tough things. And so it was a very long shoot. It was like 5 months shoot. So it's a very long thing. And then PETA, they were like, because there was a lot of horses, and with the heat, all right, so the horses are hot. I'm like, motherfucker, what about me? So, yeah, wait a minute. Like, the horses, keep them in the fucking AC. You know?
And then you were.
And I'm like in the, you know, in the sun with the fucking things. But you know, I mean, it wasn't like we were, you know, it was just like they were like they need to rest for 3 hours or whatever. So you know, we had to rest the horses. And so it was a tough shoot, you know, just because of that. That was the main, and so many extras and stunts and horses everywhere. But yeah, other than that, it went smooth.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
So what was the hardest thing you shot in this movie?
The hardest thing was putting up with Chris Pratt. He's just no. What was the hardest thing? I think I think the heat. Because you know you have this the wardrobe is leather, thick leather, boots and this and the hat and so I think that was the hardest part. Also spinning the guns, because it was they're very heavy. They're real guns. So, you know, it gets, we took like 1 month of training with the guns and with the horses. And, you know, that was kind of hard because, you know, to handle them like that. But it was fun as well. I mean, I think all that helped the film, you know, it helped the ambiente.
Ambience,
The atmosphere of the film, you know, of the characters and of the film, of the story. It helped us to be in that kind of heat and gave you the sense of, you know, being tired. Like on those days, you know, you imagine these guys, sometimes they didn't eat for I don't know how many days or hours, or didn't have a river to drink water or whatever. So, you know, it kind of helped us to be, you know, to feel tired and fucking sweaty and that. But like I said, it was fun, you know, even though it was a little tough, it was a very fun shoot.
Thank you.
Of course. She's so cute.
Good evening. When you did the final scene with the big shootout and all that, were the numerous cameras used in that or just one? And how long did it take to shoot that final scene?
No, there were, I don't know how many cameras, but it was definitely more than one. It was, I don't know, maybe like 4 cameras. And we were shooting in film. 35, shit, don't quote me on that. 35, I think. So yeah, like 4 cameras. And it took us, it was a long thing to do, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks.
Great, thank you.
That's what you shoot an independent movie on 2 or 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so do you think that being Latin was an obstacle for you in the beginning of your career?
Yeah, it's tough because, you know, the language, of course. I still have an accent, so they can't cast me as, even though I don't look it, but whatever. Yeah, so no, I mean, it is hard. Like, not hard, I'm saying, you know, the doors become a little more narrow. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, because of the characters, right? So there's not, what I'm saying is there's no so many characters as Latin, mm-hmm. right? But other than that, I mean, it's tough for everyone, I guess. I mean, you know?
But I guess it can be an opportunity too.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that it could be an opportunity as well,
mm-hmm.
you know, that you have this accent or this whatever, you know?
I think you
so
have to
maybe
look
you
at
can
it.
Have them maybe embrace it, you know, embrace the thing that, and that can. I mean, I know actors that very famous actors that Mexican actors that they've been there forever, and and or incluso banderas. They never change their accents, and they could. I mean, I know that they work on it, and they have the best accent coaches or whatever. They don't give a fuck because that's what it works for them. American or the world wants to see them with this sexy accent or whatever, and they're like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna do it."
I really admire Banderas on how has he embraced it, and he's made a brand of it, and now he does those wonderful characters that you don't even know where they are from. They're just like this accent that is you could say Italian, you could say you don't even know where, and he has created all these styles. So.
Yeah, I mean, I like the actors that. I mean, it's not that I like them. Sometimes it's just the industry doesn't give you the opportunity, because once they see you, an example for me, once they see me in this film, that's what they want to see me doing, And that's a choice in a career. That could be a choice, and, you're going to do good or whatever doing these things. This kind of characters, with the fucking accent, huh? But that's not what so I don't know, maybe you can. I'm the kind of actor that I want to do everything. If I want to play an American one day, and I think I can. I have to work on the accent, whatever. But I like actors that have that. But yeah, Hollywood puts you in a box, and or the industry, whatever. No, not Hollywood. The audience, they want to see you as this and that, and yeah, maybe. I fucking have like this.
No, but I agree. I think you have to embrace.
Sorry, but
that's okay.
You just
Thank
have
you.
to embrace it. I think like I said, there's no formula. I think it's tough for everyone. If yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming, first of all, and thank you for talking about the horses. I was really worried. Now I know you were fine.
Hey, wait. We didn't do anything bad to them. We treated them really good. It was just that. They were hot, the horses, so we had to take them.
Yeah, you'll be fine, just the horse. Well, okay, my question is, how did you audition for the role in this movie, if you did, and how was the process?
For this film, I auditioned before with Antoine, the director. He did a movie before this one called Southpaw, boxing movie. And I was going to play the guy. I don't remember the story really well, but it was a boxer that plays against the main actor, which is Jake. Yeah, thank you. He was a Mexican. Anyways, so he saw me there, and he kind of liked me. He called me again, and he was like, Manuel, I like you, but you're too tall for it's not gonna make sense because of the weights in boxing. So we left it. I'm like, oh my God, another one that is almost. So for this one, he called me, and we had a meeting, and he's like, Manuel, I really like you for this. The part was gonna go for another actor first because of the studios wanted this actor because he's kind of famous in Latin America, and he couldn't. And so Antoine called me, and he's like, he just offered me the part, and yeah.
Thank you.
Like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So my question is, what are the things that actors should do continuously or daily to make it out or to grow as an actor?
Right. This is me, yeah. Me, I try, and it's gonna sound whatever, but it's the truth. When I'm not working, because I'm very strict in that, and I always I have to do 1 hour reading, I have to watch one film a day, I have to play for 30 minutes music, and I have to do 1 hour exercise, whatever. That helps me a lot because, like I said, reading, it opens you everything, novels, and I think that's the most important thing an actor should do, to read and to watch films. And watch every kind of film, I mean, especially like I said, the kind of career you want to take, you kind of see those films, But listening to music, things that nature your creativity and your, because as actors we're an instrument, so we have to trigger these emotions and always be sharp because we start growing up and we start changing. Like before, I used to cry because my girlfriend left me. Now I'm like, whatever, So you have to always keep asking, like triggering yourself. So I say, read books, read novels, any kind of, poetry, films, good films, listen to music, go to museums, go watch art. Like, I get goosebumps because we have to be, motivated by everything. Even go watch a fight, and I last month I was in Mexico, and I had one of my best years in my life. I was in high school, and I went to this school, and it was a beautiful school. Everything I loved about it, everything. So I'm like, I'm just gonna revisit this school because they kicked me out after the second. I was there for only for 3 years. They kicked me out because of my ADD, whatever, and I went there to revisit just to have. I just sat there. I talked to the director. Can I be here? And I'm like, because I'm an actor. Whatever. He's like, yeah, I know who you are. Just sit, whatever. Huh? So I sat there watching the kids and just being
back to
because it brings you a lot of bring memories, and you start getting like, oh fuck, that was my first kiss, and then this and then that, and that gets you a life, So I think I would say, like I said, read and be challenging yourself in doing this kind of things.
One more question.
Yes.
Okay. What suggestion would you like to give the students who, after graduation, what they should do? I mean,
just try to work. Try to do everything. Like I said, try to do. Nowadays, you can do. You have so many methods or whatever to shoot anything. You have an iPhone. I mean, I just saw, I don't know, a couple of months ago, a movie called Tangerine. And they shot it with an iPhone, and it's brilliant. I loved it. So you have just get together with your friends, you have the means here in the school, and you have your writers and directors, and just, do your own short films, write your whatever, man. Do theater. So many things that now we can do as, because the thing is, I'm sorry if I'm taking too long, but. After school, we have this, because it happened to me, you have this thing of, I need to work. And I was obsessed with, after getting this, to work. I have to get an agent, I have to work. And honestly, that killed me. It kills because you're obsessed now with, and it doesn't go with the creativity, the artistry, with the sensitivity, with this thing of I need to make it, and it kills you, man. So I don't know. After this, I'll say just try, just go for it, and instead of waiting for it, trying to go and make it your own, and do plays. It's very easy to do a play, and you never know. Somebody might watch that play and would say, "Hey, you, come here."
And if I can add into that, take advantage of your time at the school to make a good group of people that you can keep on working with, because that's going to be your support system when you come out from here. And the agent doesn't happen at the beginning, and the work doesn't happen at the beginning, and then
because I mean, I remember being here after I graduated. I stayed here for a year and a half more, and I was obsessed by getting an agent. I remember sending every day a headshot with my resume, whatever, my reel or nothing. We even had, because back in the day when I studied, they had these very wealthy students, right? And I became friends with him when I was Colombian. Don't ask me where the money came from. When I was Colombian, whatever. And he's like, I know the solution for this. I'm like, what are we gonna do? All right, so we're gonna grab, there's a very nice hotel here in Beverly Hills called the Peninsula Hotel, right? And he's like, if we're not getting an agent, this was a year before graduate. No, after graduate. And he's like, so what we're gonna do is, if they're not calling us, we're gonna rent the Peninsula Hotel, the ballroom, you know. We're gonna, we shot a short film that we did, and we're gonna show our demo reels, and then we're gonna show this short film that we did, and we're gonna invite all the agents, because the big agencies are right in Beverly Hills, they're all together, right? And I'm like, fuck, I have no money. I'm like, don't worry about it, my dad is paying. I'm like, okay, man. So we start sending invitations, like very expensive invitations to the big agencies, CAA, whatever. We used to send, we did this, like una canasta.
A basket.
Thanks. Full of chocolate and shit, and with a fucking invitation, the picture, you know, the poster, a little poster of the film that we're gonna show. Come see our this and whatever at the Peninsula Hotel, champagne after. It's like, this is it, we fucking made it, man. The big day came, of course, after 3 months of, we made an office in the apartment, we made the office, and this was all the students from NYFA. We made an office there, calling, inviting all the, like, and who's this? It's like, well, this is Manuel, and it's a very important actor from Mexico, and this, and you have to come. It's like, yeah, whatever, drop the invitation, man. So the big day came. I don't know how much money he spent. I'm sure, like, whatever. I don't know. But the big day came, and I don't think even my mother came. Not even my mother showed up. Yeah, at least I didn't pay. I didn't lose my money. No, I think it was. I think
you drank a lot of champagne.
We
later,
drank the whole
right?
thing.
Yeah.
We were fucking like, we're having fun. Yeah, but what I'm, you know, and we were trying so hard to doing these things, and I mean that's gonna happen when it's gonna happen. I think it's better to focus on your craft, on keep studying, and keep, you know, to feed yourself with these things, and study. And I say after this, I don't know how many years are now. It used to be 1 year, but after this, I don't know if you have the money. Go to London and study in London. Go to New York and study, you know, different kind of things. And because if you worry about after this, I mean, it may happen. I'm not saying it. There's no formula for it. And I think, you know, in my experience, it was we even did that and it didn't fucking work. So yeah.
Thank you.
Hope it helps.
So you learned that don't rent the Peninsula Hotel. That doesn't work. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.